Hey guys, I'm FatBuddyCat, and tonight we're going to install this carburetor on my custom Doodlebug. But not just any carb. This is the Wildcat WC22 from EC Carburetors. Alright guys, if you're not familiar with the Wildcat WC22 carb, it's basically a VM22, okay? This is tuned by EC Carburetors specifically for 212 class motors, alright? If you go over to their website, alright, you'll find this carburetor for the Pt.13 212R Stage 2 and also the Wildcat 223 Stage 2, alright? When you order those kits, this is the carburetor that they're going to give you. This worked in my 223. This motor is built very similar, okay? So let's have at it. So what I have for you today, guys, is the kit that they sell to install this carburetor, and I'm going to take you through it. It's really straightforward. I have my carburetor off, alright? Make sure that my surface is clean. I got plenty of gas line coming out. I have a fresh throttle cable, okay? Boom, right there. And what that is the 1PZ. Alright, I believe they call it like the upgraded thumb throttle on Amazon. This is my fourth one now. I'll get another one to keep on the shelf. They seem to be working, guys. Alright, inside this little package, you get a nice reference card, okay, with a business card on the back. Put that somewhere safe. This is going to be your obvious gasket that goes on your manifold. Alright. The one that I have here, guys, when you order these, you have a choice. You can get these with or without the pulse fitting. I got mine without because we're not using a fuel pump today. It'll come with a couple studs, 2 bolts, and a couple nuts. Alright, over here we'll have our filter and our pre-filter. Sweet sticker. I'm gonna go fetch those bolts now. I think you know where we're gonna start. Alright, the easy way to do this, guys, is to put your bolts through the adapter and then put your gasket on. Alright, hold it in place, tighten it up. Here we are, all tightened up. Alright, next up, we're going to be putting in the studs, guys. Only 2 holes to go. Alright guys, I'm just finger tightening these in, and I'm not bringing them all the way because now I'm going to take my carburetor, I'm going to put it over the studs, okay, and I'm going to make sure that I have ample threads for my nuts. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten the 2 nuts. I'm going to be adding a fuel shutoff to my installation. So I'm going to do that now, just so I don't have a live line dangling there if I don't need it to. Now that that's attached, I'm just going to go ahead and route my throttle cable. Next, we're going to be opening up the top of the carburetor. Okay, so we'll be twisting this cap off. There's a spring in here. Alright, your needle, your slide, everything is in here, okay? So pay attention to it when you're taking it out and try to remember how it goes back in. I'm gonna have to work the slide out. See what I'm saying? Alright, here's my slide and my needle. You're going to feed your throttle cable back in through the cap first. Next comes the spring. Alright, you're going to have to compress your spring back into the cap or towards it the best you can. And I'm going to be attaching this part to the slide. Alright, so holding it upside down, I line the cable up along that slot. Alright, I drop my barrel into place, and then the spring goes between the slide and the cap. Okay, next we're going to be placing in the slide. Alright, we have the EC facing us, and as your slide is going in, you want to make sure everything falls into place smoothly, alright? Your needle's down there, guys. You don't want to mess that up. The same goes for tightening on your cap. Make sure that your gasket is seated and that you don't cross thread this. Once your cap's tightened on, take a look down inside. And go ahead and test your throttle. Excellent. I'm going to be using the first zip tie to hold my throttle cable, kind of like that. Alright guys, that way there's some slack towards the carburetor. Before I cut those, I'm going to look up here. I'm going to make sure that my handlebars can move around freely and that they don't interfere with the tension on the throttle cable. Now we attach the fuel line. Alright guys, you'd be really surprised what a small zip tie can do in a pinch, alright? I don't have the right size clamp that I would like to have on here. You want to put a nice one, but that's really on there. So that'll be good enough for right now. Next, just put that air filter on. Okay, I have the air filter on, nice and tight. Next, I'm going to fire this thing up. Alright, so I'm going to turn on the gas. Guess I'll pull the choke. Looks good. Well, that's as raw as it gets, guys. I'm obviously going to have to adjust the idle and stuff, but it's late at night. This thing makes a little bit of noise now. So, that's going to be it for today. But don't worry, guys. It's always a work in progress around here. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.